Hi, are you a woman over 50 and you're just tired all the time? And it's a tired that sleep just doesn't fix. Well, today this message is just for you. I've been there, sometimes still. But I want to share some things with you. I know you may be going to the doctor every year and they're telling you that your cholesterol is going up, maybe your blood pressure's going up, and you're just like, well, what am I supposed to do? And they're like, well, you need to exercise. And you're like, you don't really have the time to do that. And if that's you, I've been there, and this video is going to be just for you. I'm a registered nurse, and I completely understand where you are, and navigating the healthcare system is a whole nother story. And we won't talk about that today, but just want to let you know that I see you, I hear you, and I know where you are. And I want to give you some things that'll help you. I found myself in that same place about 3 to 4 years ago, and I just felt invisible. And because of that, I started going downhill. My health started going downhill. I started gaining weight. I wasn't sleeping well. I was having hot flashes, and I was pretty much lost. And when I would go to the doctor, they would talk about exercise and how are you eating? And for me, I'd say I eat pretty healthy 75% of the time. But even when I began and focused more on what I was eating and probably hitting my target 90% of the time, I still could not lose weight. I still was feeling unseen. I was still sleepy, couldn't sleep. I could fall asleep, but I couldn't stay asleep. And so I was just really wondering what was going on. I felt like I was losing who I was. And I guess you would call that a midlife crisis. But for me now, hindsight is 2020. I call it a midlife reset. And a lot of times things get pretty difficult in life, and we have to make decisions and determine what are our next steps. And so what came out of all of that for me was I put together a journal that I wish I had when I was going through it. And the title of my journal is Strong, Seen, and Steady. And strong comes from we're resilient. We've made it this far, taking care of everyone else and doing everything. We can get to the next level. It's going to be different at this stage in life, but I know you can do it. Seen is because I almost felt invisible when I walked into rooms. And not just walking into rooms, I almost felt like I saw everyone else's needs, but they didn't see mine. I took care of everyone else's needs, but mine weren't a priority for them. And steady, meaning everything starts to be a little bit rocky as you get older. You start to think about your health a little bit more. Your kids are leaving the home, as well as you're starting to be thinking about retirement and what that's going to look like for you. And if you're in a relationship, things are a little bit different there as well as you go into midlife, because you're changing. Of course, one person changes in the relationship changes. And so steady means the goal is to steady and be consistent and to hold on so that you can make it to the next level in life. So strong, seen, and steady. In this journal, I share the things that you'll need to do in order to focus on getting to 55, 60, and beyond safely. And those things, it's not all about just exercise, really. It's about way more than that. And the first thing, it's about just sitting down and settling in and determining where your mindset is and what it is you need to do to prioritize yourself. So that's important. And then I share with you, once you settle in and determine where you are mentally and what you need to do to just focus on you, then I begin to talk about building muscle, because I promise you, muscle is our 401k. And when the doctor talks about exercise, they really should be saying you need to be lifting weights. And I know nobody wants to talk about lifting weights, but I heard a doctor say online the other day, when I talk to my patients and tell them they need to strength train and lift weights, if they tell me they don't want to do it, then I say, let's go ahead and pick out your nursing home. And I thought that was really direct. And I think what that doctor was really trying to say is building muscle keeps us independent. And when we lose our independence, of course, we have to depend on others to care for us. And that's either our family, and of course we don't want to be a burden on anyone, or it's strangers in a long-term care facility or nursing home. And so building muscle is very important. And I do that in many different ways. I don't have a lot of time some days to build muscle or to strength train, but what I do is I'll do things around the house like what I call exercise snacks. And one of those is doing stand-up sit-downs while I'm at my desk working. And that helps build the strong muscles in my legs. Now I'm in the middle of a meeting, I'm on a Zoom call or something, but my camera's off, of course, and I'm doing stand-up sit-downs. I try to build my home in a way that is functional so that there are things I have in place in my office, especially because I spend so much time there. You may find me in my office cycling because I have a cycle under my desk, and I will literally get in a couple of miles in one meeting, maybe a 45-minute meeting. And so I know that you're busy and you don't have a lot of time, but there are things you can do. You don't have to join the gym. If you're in the kitchen making your coffee, do push-ups off the countertop. And you may feel like, well, that's not enough. And initially, the goal is just to get started, and it is enough. All we're doing is telling our muscles, we need you. Because if you don't use a muscle, you will lose that muscle. And so if you're standing in your bathroom brushing your teeth, do calf raises. That lets your calf muscles know, I need you. And before you know it, if you do that over a period of time, you'll begin to see definition in your calf area. So the goal is, when we say strength train, the goal is to build muscle. And building muscle does not mean you're in the gym going hard. For some people that works. For me, I have a gym at home, or if I can't get to the gym in my garage, I have things around the house that I do. And I promise you, I'm a witness. I'm not bulky, but I have built muscle over the last 2 to 3 years just by doing things around the house, and that's so important. But anyway, I want to just say that you can get this journal, Strong, Seen, and Steady. It's a 30-day journal to help you. It has areas in there where you can just reflect on where you are and what you need to do and where you want to go. There's even a few days in here where you'll learn to advocate for yourself with your doctor and what questions to ask. And then in the back of the journal, I have pages of notes that you can just write notes. I have some gentle reminders. I have a list of things, a page where you can take it to your doctor because it gives you some information on what to talk to your doctor about and some questions you might have, so that when you go speak with your doctor, you're prepared. Because we all know the doctors don't have a whole lot of times when we meet with them. They have maybe 5-10 minutes. So if you have your questions already written out and you ask them, okay, how much protein do you feel for me I can have? They'll tell you, you write it down. Strength training, how often should I strength train? If you have high blood pressure, ask the doctor, how much workout should I be doing? How much exercise should I be doing? How often should I check my blood pressure just to make sure I'm okay while I'm working out? Go ahead and have those questions written down. And I've given you a place in this journal where you can have all that information written down and ready when you go to your doctor. And it also, in this journal, helps you start to reflect on what retirement and what your future, what you want it to look like. Not just financially, but physically, because of course we can have all the money in the world, $1 million for retirement. But if our health is not where it needs to be, we're going to spend all that on healthcare. So you can get this journal. I'll put the link in the description where you can get this journal. It's on Amazon. And I made it just for you because it's the journal I needed when I was where you are. And so I want to say thanks for watching. I plan to see you in the next video, and take care of yourself.